whose fault it is. We didn't play that one yet, right?
No, we haven't.
All right, play that video.
It's not just about Bruce Arena. As a whole, U.S. soccer is not prepared. They have not done a good enough job of getting this group ready to play. And keep in mind, the last 2 Olympics, no United States. Those players that would be playing in the Olympics, 24 through 28, how many of them are in this roster? The players got to be good enough, too. So a lot of people on social media right now want to say it's Jurgen Klinsmann's fault. It's Bruce Arena's.
So whose fault is it? I'm a big believer at this level. And before we talk about that real quick, I think it's imperative that we develop kids to love the game for a lifetime. And not say, it's about going pro or we're going to get you to college. That doesn't matter to me. And I know it doesn't matter to you.
But the average, again, the majority of parents, I hate to say, they fall for that sales pitch.
Yeah.
They
shouldn't. And the thing is, I actually do, I do an apology tour talking to players, apologizing for how horrible I was to them. But I also bring in parents. I have parents coming back that left me to go experience the sale job.
That the grass was not greener after all.
They quit.
Yeah, they quit.
They quit because
and
they were fed lies.
The game forever, which is the biggest shame.
Yeah.
Oh, so many examples of that, Dave.
But the job of youth soccer in America is to change the culture of loving the game. And they'll love the game if they're technical. They got to be technical. If they're technical, they'll be able to love the game for a lifetime and still play.
Yep.
A perfect example is my daughter, Dakota. Dakota, crazy technical. She ended up going to Seattle U, playing Division I soccer, and it's a different animal of it's not fun. It's a job, and it's run, and you can't be you. She ended up leaving after 2 years, and now she's at BYU Idaho. She's not playing collegiate soccer, but she's playing. Mm-hmm. She's playing futsal. She's playing outdoor. I mean, she loves the game so much. She has a fan base before COVID. Fans from the sideline, a bunch of Brazilians would call her. What do they call her? They call her in Portuguese.
Baby feet?
No, female Messi.
Oh wow, that's a big compliment.
Yeah, so she's very technical, but she loves the game for a lifetime. I did my job.
Yes,
is to love the game for a lifetime. If they never play again, you soccer coaches, you've failed. If they don't play again, because you can turn them on for a lifetime. And if that was our focus and get rid of all the stress, it would change the entire culture of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and was like, why do we lose so many kids? They're not by 8th grade. They're not playing soccer anymore because of you, soccer coach. You're nuts. And I'd like to blame parents. Parents definitely have a problem, but it's led by these. We have to educate. We have to let people know what the game's about, and we don't do it. So whose fault it is? It's youth soccer. It's our foundation. Yep. They have to go to Europe to be developed. I don't think that's the case. You can be developed here. It just how many people are in Holland?
16, 17 million right now.
Oh, that's equivalent to like 3 big cities in America.
Yeah, but it's a very dense populated country. Actually, landmass, I think Holland fits in Arizona about 10 times, believe it or not, just to give you an idea of perspective. So how come that little shit country, generation after generation, produces world-class players, right? Everybody knows the Cruyffs, the Van Bastens, and the Bergkamps, and the Van Nistelrooys, and I can keep going. And world-class teams that compete almost, although we just came off a very bad period as well, but we seem to have climbed out of that valley again. Why is that? If I was the US, I would get off my arrogant horse and I would start looking elsewhere. And I start thinking, okay, what are these guys doing different? Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
You would think.
You would think.
You would think. What I would like to see from the U.S. is to open things back up. Back when we were making World Cups, yes, the U.S. In what was it, 2002 World Cup? Is that Germany?
Quarterfinal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad.
They made it. I think competition matters. But it needs to be open. You should be able to compete with anybody. Everyone should have the opportunity to compete. Everybody. Any club should have the opportunity to beat anybody.
And any talent should be able to play. Again, pay for play. If the family doesn't have $2,000, then they cannot, here in Arizona, unless they get a scholarship.
They can't play in the special, the fake perception of, we play in this MLS next.
ECNL and DA, and we travel to Texas for a big showcase. So if you want to make it, you have to come to us.
Yeah, it's
I
wrong.
shake my head, and I just don't know how to break that myth and that misconception.
Yeah.
Except for what we're doing right here, Dave.
and that's the conversation that needs to be had. And we're not right. We're more right. We're not right. We're more right than 99% of the people out there. Our colleagues. And I have good friends. I fight with a lot of people. And the ones that know me, you know, they love me. They understand that's just how I am or whatever. But the ones that don't know me, you know, you meet me for the first time, it's a bad thing. But I'm going to be honest about it according to how I understand it today. And will it change over time? Sure. Just show me something different and I'll buy in. Just show me something. I want competition. So back to like what U.S. Soccer should do. I want competition. When I grew up here in Arizona, I'm a native. When I grew up, it was everybody wanted to win state. And there was one state champion. That is it. But everyone had the opportunity. And you never know who was going to make it to the final. It wasn't like, oh, it's going to be this club only or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone competed, and there was one region champion and one national champion. Not anymore. Oh, you can. We'll take the second and third team state champion because we're going to Hawaii because a lot of clubs can't or a lot of teams that make it can't afford it or whatever. There's other pathways to get to regional. So I'm like, what? We got 2 Arizona teams playing in Hawaii at regional. That's not development. That's not competing. That is pay to play. We need more teams over there. We got to go Hawaii because all these administrators get a free trip paid by U.S. Soccer, our kids, registration fees. That's fake. Win your state, then you can go and just make it that way. Just one. But now we have several national champions. I mean, I'm a national champion. There was 25 teams in the country competing. I think competition should be the case. When I say competition, clubs. I think clubs should be able to showcase new ideas, new rules, new ways of developing kids, showcase it, and then we should reward those clubs that are actually thinking out of the box and developing players. We should reward clubs that develop a single player, not a team.
I agree. Can I give a shout out to somebody who nobody talks about anymore, which is Louis Dabo. Do you know him? I assume.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, I know.
So you know his track record, what he did with Santos here.
It's amazing. Like when I grew up, I played for the Shamrocks, and anytime we got a Santos kid, a Louis Dabo kid,
it was obvious.
We
right?
knew what we were getting.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna get a technical kid
that knows how to.
Everyone knew
ball.
it.
Yep.
Everyone knew it.
Well,
go on.
No, that's it. Take the pride in that. You know, start changing the world with your own little club, I guess. And if people buy into it, great. And if you're grown, even better. But don't try to change the whole. I mean, I know it sounds blasé or maybe jaded, but I kind of washed my hands from the trying to change things at the higher level. First of all, I don't have the clout. Second of all, why waste your energy on USSF and how the way they develop players if people are so stuck in their way, Dave, that again, it's arrogance. We've been doing this for years. So who are you to tell us how to do it? Well, then fine. Then I'm going to try my own little thing. And anybody who wants to follow, great. And everybody who doesn't and still buys into I got to play for this club to get a scholarship, then that's fine. That's their loss.
Yeah. It's just education because the thing is, there's always a new cycle of parents that just don't know, and they go through the same ridiculous routine.
Don't you think though that has improved? Maybe the generational thing. For example, your kids will have kids, and then those grandparents have obviously knowledgeable parents who will not focus on winning, who will not ask their kid on the way home, how many goals did you score? No, did you play well? Did you have fun?
No. And the reason I say that, because I know friends of mine who went through the whole gamut, professional, better than me, higher level, and their kids, they're part of the problem. They're doing the same stuff, and it blows my mind. I think, I don't know. I just that's why I invite you to come on. I think I've had you come on more than, other than Jessica McDonald, but you're on my show, you know, this is your 3rd or 4th time, not with a live video because I keep growing, but I gravitate towards people like you because to say, yeah, I focus on technique. Say it. And
everybody says that.
And doing it and going through those hard knocks, it takes work because you have to constantly talk to parents. You constantly have to explain why you're doing it, and just it's nonstop. And if you don't have conviction, it's not going to happen. You have to be willing to.
I will not name the
fight.
name, but there's an English fella currently working for the Arizona Soccer Association in a soccer role, who told me privately that, Rick, you're right. We are not developing players here. It's about winning, and it's about the dollar. Now, I will not mention his name, but I thought that was pretty brave for him to just spit that out, because that's the truth, and that's the bottom line. Going back to Taylor Twellman's rant, it is insane to do the same thing for year on year and expect different results.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that clip, you can enjoy all the clips at youtube.com/Coach Cameron Soccer to get all my content. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know what's going on and when we appear online, which is typically every Sunday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hope to see you this Sunday for our next live show.